best things to do if you're feeling stuck is to smile and go for a walk. Take a deep breath, smile and go for a walk. And this helps you just kind of refocus and repivot. Sometimes we need those breaks, definitely in between busy days, hectic days, life. I've been doing a lot of pivoting lately, reorganizing life. It's kind of like a never-ending thing. But if you're purging, I just did another big purge, and it's just a little bit of a different season. So you have to take those breaks. Walking is just so healthy. It's grounding. I don't care if it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes, it will help. It'll give you perspective. It lowers your stress levels. It gets you out of the environment that might be frustrating you. So it allows you to maybe get a little bit of a different perspective on what things you're struggling with. Because a lot of the things we're struggling with are like within our home environment. Like there's stuff and it's dirty and there's this and there's that and I got to do this and I got to do that. And you end up sitting and you're on your phone and you're going from one room to the next and you're taking care of the kids and you're cleaning up the kitchen and you're cooking food. And so sometimes you just need to like break out of that for a little bit and leave it all. Just leave it as is and go for a little walk. If you have little ones, take them with you. If you can just pop outside or do a walk around your house or in your backyard or front yard or anything, just to get outside and connect a little bit. Our habits and our routines can be so strong that they can literally like control our life and our lifestyle, and it's really hard to break out of that. So you have to recognize like, okay, a few hours have gone by and I haven't been very productive, or I need a little bit of a break so I can then just really get a fresh perspective on whatever you're might be working on for the day. Because if you just allow your habits and routines to control you, there's like no room for anything extra. There's no room for the spontaneous or for the living, So what I like to do is I have like my morning and my evening routine, and then I sandwich things in between, and I just allow wiggle room depending on kind of how the day flows. So you give yourself kind of like an outline and things that you need to tackle and get done, and you kind of knock those out, but you don't let that routine or that to-do list control you and really like control everything that you do. So you want to obviously use it as a guideline. Like you're scheduling, you're going to be more productive if you schedule things in, such as the gym or specific things that you need to do. But again, you have to have a little bit of grace room to do life and enjoy life. I found that the indecision in a lot of things is what really takes the most time. It's the going back and forth. It's the not knowing what to do. And that can take up a lot of time. So instead of spending more time in that indecision kind of fuzzy state, that's a perfect time to kind of pause and regain your focus and kind of reset yourself. That's why walking is so good for that, because it allows you kind of a fresh perspective. And really you want to tap into what's the goal, what's the ultimate goal on whatever it is that you're working for. And then start with the end in mind. Start with like the end results. Like, okay, you want to be healthy and you want to have a home that's not full of clutter and junk. So you need to start with, what does that feel like when you go back home from your walk? What does it feel like walking into a house that's clean and clutter free, and you don't have to waste time sorting and organizing and moving stuff around and getting rid of stuff and finding spots for things, and it just feels open and spacious where you can breathe and your family can breathe. And so start with that feeling, that end result in mind. Start with that goal in mind, and then work your way backwards. So instead of trying to fight with the existing model, start creating a new model, because we can spend years, we're fighting with the same model. We're really doing the same thing over and over, just a different way. Like we're doing it the same, but maybe from a different angle. Well, it's still giving us the same results. So we need to create a new model. What does that look like? That's why sometimes you need to move physical locations, because the actual location will trigger something new. Now, that is if you don't allow yourself to fall back into old habits from wherever you came from. But a lot of times that's what we need that like launching pad. And then during that physical move, we're able to let go of things of the past or things that might be holding us back. But it is a process. It's not this easy thing. It's an up and down thing. I know on Instagram and online, people show like, this is my daily life. Every day I eat this great. And I do this every single day, but it is ups and downs. Like, I eat good 80% of the time, and I like to enjoy ice cream. I like to walk and stay active, and it goes in different seasons. Some days I'm not. Some days I'm sitting. Some days I'm in the house. Some days I'm a homebody. So you're just kind of in and out of those seasons. But if you feel like you're just spending time, you're like treading and nothing's happening, okay, then maybe you need to make some adjustments and say, okay, I'm doing all of this, time's passing and nothing's happening. Nothing's changing. I don't feel like I'm being productive. I don't see any, it's if you're in like a workout phase, it's going to take time to see the fruits, because you're going to build strength from the inside before you start seeing the results from the outside. So you have to give yourself time in certain seasons. But if you're just being busy and tricking yourself that you think you're being productive, that's a difference. You could be busy on meaningless tasks that produce nothing. The difference is being busy can mask itself as being productive, but busyness leads to burnout. When you are productive, you don't get burnout as quick because there's motivation in the results of the fruits and in the results of what you're producing. So you don't reach burnout. So if you feel like, okay, you're doing all this stuff, you're go, you're, and it's a lot of busyness, but not producing, then you got to make some changes, because one multiplication move is much better and much quicker than adding. Adding is like go. When you multiply, you basically take the short route to go farther, or to go where you would if you were just going in the same path over and over. So you have to look for those kind of quantum leap moves that help you do more in a shorter period of time with less energy. Look for those types of moves. Instead of doing cardio 5 times a week for an hour, try weights 3 times a week for 45 minutes. Those are moves that are going to get you farther in a quicker period of time. So you're just shifting what you're doing. You're shifting your action steps to get to the results quicker, because you can only go so hard for so long. This is why sprinting is really good, but sprinting's not made to go for long distances. It's short sprinted bursts. So if you're going to declutter your house, you could do a short sprinted burst and get done as much as you can, and that might fuel you and give you the motivation to do it. I think that's a really great idea. It really motivates, it gets you going, you feel like you've accomplished something, and you feel the weight lifted immediately. So that's a move that you can do that gives you those results rather quickly, but you got to be disciplined enough to just get it done and not be distracted, because if you're in the in-between of, well, I don't know if I should keep it, if I shouldn't, in the indecision, you could spend more of that time in indecision than actually getting things done. You got to ask yourself, is this moving me closer to that goal or that life of freedom or whatever it is that you're trying to obtain, or is it moving me farther away? And put things into those categories. Is keeping whatever items that you might be sorting through in your house, the clutter, is that helping you be better or worse? Is that pulling you back, or is it shifting you forward? Because the amount of time that we spend in indecision, man, it's like right there, you could waste hours and months, days, weeks, months in that indecisiveness. And it's really difficult, because sometimes we just need that one person to say, hey, it's okay to let go. Things are replaceable. Your time is not. There's a difference there. You can always replace stuff. How much of your life and how much of your time are you going to trade for this stuff or for this task that you keep doing? And now, just because something worked in the past doesn't mean it's working in the season that you're in right now. A lot of times we hold on to the same pattern that maybe worked 10 years ago. Well, it doesn't work anymore. So you have to be willing to change and shift, because those same patterns aren't giving you even close to the results that maybe they gave you 10 years ago. In fact, it's probably not doing anything except for stealing your time. So you have to be willing to adjust and shift. So this is why getting out, walking, like redirecting your focus, figuring out, okay, what's working, what's not working. I need to take a pause, set all my work aside, and really just be willing to change. That's the bottom line, is be willing to change your ways if they are not giving you the results that are fruitful and that are really, giving you a purposeful, fruitful, beautiful life. Be willing to change those.